Hello there, and welcome back to your crash course in creating your very own garden. I'm your guide, Christina. Today, before we jump in, let's go ahead and do some trivia. I'm going to put some questions on the screen, and you will have 10 seconds to write out what you think the answer is. Ready? Let's begin. More than blank Americans have limited access to a supermarket or grocery store. 1. 4.2 million. 2. 3 billion. 3. 9 million. Or 4. 200,000. It's actually 9 million. According to one nonprofit, from 2019 to 2022, the number of undernourished people in America grew by a lot, in a crisis largely driven by climate change, the COVID-19 pandemic, and more. Not only that, but a lack of investment across racial, socioeconomic, and country lines has led to a crisis as large as the one we are experiencing now. Now, I don't know about you, but as a Girl Scout, I am empowered to use my resources wisely, and that certainly does not sound like any resources are being used wisely. So that fact led me down a rabbit hole to where I am today. Alright, question 2. How many food deserts exist within the greater Atlanta area? Now, a food desert is an area where there is limited access to fresh fruits or vegetables. If you said number 2, more than 35, you are correct. Food deserts typically happen when there's some sort of difference in allocation of resources in a community. It can happen anywhere from a small town to a large city. Typically, historically marginalized communities are the ones that get impacted the most from food deserts. In the US today, there are more than 6,500 food deserts. Within the US today, what percentage of people feel lonely on a regular basis? If you said about 60%, you are unfortunately correct. Loneliness is a part of the human experience that's kind of hard to get around. However, there are ways that we can mitigate it. But if you don't know those ways, a thing that we know as the loneliness epidemic has been created. And what are these studies? Well, in one done by the National Gardening Association, 49% of participants started gardening because it helped their mental health in 2021. 35% found that it was a good activity for the whole family to engage in. Then, according to the National Library of Medicine, if they were to strategically place just 53 more gardens across the Metro Phoenix area, officials may be able to mitigate over 96% of all food deserts in that region. If you apply that to your hometown, like mine, Atlanta, that's more than 6 times greater of an impact in the world. All of these facts can make it seem like America is in a dark downward spiral. However, there is a solution: gardening. So that leads us to our final question. Can gardening help bring a community together? Yes, absolutely. Gardening is the absolute best, and scientifically proven to be so, to help all of the problems we stated before. You get fresh fruits and vegetables, which solves food insecurity. You get a communal space where communities can come together. And you, the person who creates the garden, gets to become a change agent and help their community thrive and become a better place. Or at least, that's what I thought of when I first started creating my own garden. The first step that you need to do is identify a problem. Think, why does my community need a garden? This will help give your project focus and direction, and help you to make an even more impactful project in the long run. Follow the chart linked below so that you can make this step happen for yourself. But in the meantime, let's go through it right now. Start with the problem. What do you want to solve with your garden? This could be anything from you want to have a place for your family to commune, to you want to actually solve one of the problems we talked about in the previous slides. Then, find your 3 top solutions that you think would help you solve that problem. After that, figure out, what is the best solution for me? It may be a mix of all 3, it may just be one. Then think about, why did you choose that solution? This will help give purpose and guidance to what you're doing with your garden and make it more sustainable in the long run. Awesome job! You've just completed step 1 of Gardening 101. Identify a problem. Put in the comments below what your garden is going